Let's go ahead and talk about Nick Khan, which you touched on just a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, he did that interview last week. It was kind of interesting to hear how he talked about their philosophy on the superstars and how NXT is going to be having some changes coming up.
Yes.
Now, I didn't watch NXT this week. I read the results. Can you tell me, did you see any changes that were visible anyways from NXT?
I watched highlights of the show, and I really couldn't tell a difference, honestly. I mean, I think it's going to be one of those things where they say it's going to be this drastic rebrand in a couple weeks, and who knows what this is going to look like. But from an aesthetic standpoint, no, nothing has changed. And, I liked, the Nick Khan interview. I was expecting a lot more, salacious things to come out of it. I saw a lot of people kind of, dunking on him on Twitter for some things he said, the one line he said where if it's a disaster, I want all the credit. If things are going great, I want none of the credit. And look at what we have right now in WWE. Some would argue it is kind of a disaster. But that's the one line that he had that kind of gave me pause and made me think about the future was when he talked about the future of Saturday pay-per-views, because he talked about that, and it's been announced that on January 1st, which is a Saturday in Atlanta, there's going to be WWE's pay-per-view day one. And so we saw SummerSlam this year was on a Saturday, and this day one show is also going to be a Saturday, and he said that we're open to any sports dates available. So there's been the traditional Sunday release date for a long time, but now we're doing more Saturdays. They're not the first ones lately to do Saturday shows, because AEW done that as well.
Right.
But Jay, I just want to ask you, from your opinion, just as a wrestling fan, a consumer of media, and a person who has a life outside of wrestling as well, what do you think about an increase or a potential increase in Saturday pay-per-views?
In my opinion, it's like Friday Night Wrestling. You've got a lot of competition that you don't on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but let's just say you're a country music fan, right? Or you're a NASCAR fan or something. They're not gonna they're gonna do shows on big days, other big days. Well, NASCAR might not be a great example because I think they do Sundays too. But what I'm saying is, if there's a huge concert or something, it's more than likely going to happen in town on a Saturday night than a Sunday night, right? So to me, it's just more attractions take away more than anything. Because just like the Indies, when we talked about it running a show, I'm sure WWE on a grand scale, unless you're a diehard fan, is just the same. But what is the competition for pro wrestling? Like you said, literally everything. Mm-hmm. So if you put it on a night where there's even more going on, to me it just seems like it's more of a chance that you're going to have people turn away from the event.
Well, you see, now I'm of two minds on it, because I like what some people say, where it's like, hey, you can watch a pay-per-view on Saturday night with your kids, and they can stay up a little bit later. It's not a school night like on a Sunday, and and that works fine. And also, Saturday is a more entertainment kind of show, kind of night. There's concerts, there are MMA events and stuff. So why not put wrestling there? But also, I'm a creature of habit. I like my shows on Sundays because Fridays and Saturdays are kind of sacred to me and my family. I like to spend time with family. I don't necessarily want to watch wrestling on those nights, and so it's just Sunday is a better night where, hey, I'm kind of in that mode of hey, because it is a school night and we're not going to be going out somewhere, we're going to be having plans like that. Sundays work for me, I think, better from a logistic standpoint. I'll do Saturdays if I have to, but it's not my cup of tea. Of course, unless I'm working the show,
Right. I think the only person that this might actually benefit is a Seventh-day Adventist. Because, literally, because you can't, you're not allowed to do anything on Sundays.
Right. Yeah, it helps that market for sure.
Right. That's the only thing I can think of that might be a plus on it. But, it was cool. But, again, I had something going on. I wanted to watch SummerSlam, damn it.
Yeah.
And I had to announce the MMA show.
Right.
So it was I had to pick between, going to SummerSlam, which I originally planned on, like I do most of those events, and spending money or staying in town and getting money. So
also, like I said, I'm a creature of habit. I'm used to pay-per-views being on Sundays. MVP even said in his promo on Monday that, this happened on Sunday. No, it happened Saturday, MVP, but I can't blame you for that, because we all kind of assume, we all kind of make that connection. And so that would be hard to do as well, I think, is to kind of retrain or to remind fans the dates are a little different, especially if you're not consistently running Saturdays. If you do a Saturday show every 3 or 4 months, that's going to be really hard for people to remember, I think.
Right. Yeah, no, it will be. it'll throw things off. But then again, I mean, if the city's right and the pay-per-view's right, and they've got a chance to make some money off of it, or do a network special, or whatever the heck it is they're called now, a peacock, a peacock
feather, a special peacock, golden peacock feather for you. It's day 1 from Atlanta, Georgia.
That's right. So golden feathers, crown jewels, all sorts of crazy things going on there.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah. So that being said, I don't know. I just think that it's a weird move because you've got the competition.
Right. It just feels more competitive and more like stuff for time on a Saturday. Like we as you've been hearing us talk, folks, there's more things happening. There's more choices we have to make, more tough decisions as to what to spend our time on. Like I said, AEW has been doing some Saturday pay-per-views for the most part. So like that's their model, and they seem to do well for them. So it's not like this is hurting their market. And so SummerSlam was the highest grossing SummerSlam in history. And
it was most watched apparently.
So fuck us for what we're saying, right?
Yeah. Well,
want to hear more? Subscribe to This Week in Regret on YouTube for full episodes of the podcast, dropping every Thursday night. Don't forget, we're also on SoundCloud.